Of Channel 2 Sports is sponsored in part by your Tri-State Mitsubishi Motors dealer. Now, here's Warner Wolf.
Good evening. Stay tuned now for more videotape highlights than you've ever seen before in a half-hour period. So let's go to the videotape. In January, the longest one-hand shot, Glenn Rivers, Hawk, 76-footer, good. The longest two-hand shot, Albert King, 55-footer, swish. The longest shot after the buzzer, Larry Bird, 60-footer, swish. The best desperation off-balance shot while falling down, Terry Porter of the Portland Trailblazers. The best college steal and stuff of the month, Willie Glass of St. John. College brawl of the month, Rhode Island in the white, Temple in the red. Monzie Colson of Rhode Island goes after Nate Blackwell of Temple. Colson is ejected from the game. Women's basketball brawl of the year, Oklahoma in the red, Missouri in the white. As the game ends, both benches empty. The check of the month, Brian Bradley of the Flames, upended right here by Thomas Johnson of the Islanders. The trip of the month, Rene Goulet of Quebec, already on the ice, trips Uli Hemer of the Devils. The amateur hockey brawl of the year, Russia versus Canada, the World Junior Championships in Czechoslovakia. Both teams disqualified from the tournament, and second-place Finland declared the winner. The best college football defensive play of the year, Miami, fourth and goal, Testaverde, intercepted by Gitopoulos, and Penn State wins the national championship. The best dance after an interception in a playoff game, Pepper Johnson of the Giants against San Francisco. The best flying roll and reaction after a teammate gets a sack, Lawrence Taylor of the Giants in the Super Bowl. The best reaction by a player after being stopped on the 1-yard line, Phil McConkey in the Super Bowl. No touchdown, McConkey. The skiing fall of the year without serious injury, Todd Brooker, Canada. World Cup downhill championships in Kitzbühel, Austria. Brooker, who fell in the same spot the year before, suffered only a broken nose. The best double knockdown, John Poe and Tom McElroy. Kickboxing. Boom, down they go. In February, the longest shot, Magic Johnson, 47-footer, good. The best fast break, the Celtics. Parrish to Bird to Ames, back to Bird. Best reverse stuff with the longest air hang time, Michael Jordan. The best contact made with no foul, Kevin McHale of the Celtics elbows Bill Hanslick of Denver and then bumps Hanslick. The best save for a loose ball going into the stands, Albert King of the Nets. Give that man a ticket. In hockey, the hardest slap shot, Tony McKegney, then with the Rangers, lines the shot, hits, caps goalie Bob Mason in the mask, and rips off the mask. The best punch thrown by a goalie, Kelly Rudy, the Islanders, who takes a poke at Matt Naslund. The most unusual sight in golf of the year, Rex Caldwell, who climbs a tree looking for his shot in the Hawaiian Open. The worst golf rule, Craig Stadler, disqualified for using a towel in the Andy Williams Open. The best golf shot, George Burns, 9-iron, 129-yard eagle, 15th hole, final round, Andy Williams, and the ball rolls in. The first person to roll a 300 game on TV in 14 years. Pete McCordick, a perfect 300. The worst pit job of the year, the crew of Davey Allison, Daytona 500, fails to securely tighten the lugs on his tire, and Allison loses his right rear tire. Best non-stop exchange by two fighters in an opening round. Bantamweights, Robert Lopez in the white, Angel Ortega in the gold. The worst sportsmanship awards, Donald Curry, who hits Tony Montgomery after the fight is over. And also after the fight, boxer Joe McKnight and his trainer go at it with Jimmy Ellis Jr. and his trainer after the fight is over. In March, the best try for a home run in an exhibition game, Alonzo Powell of the Montreal Expos. The clutch shot of the year, Keith Smart, Indiana, 4 seconds left, NCAA championship, and Indiana wins. The longest college shot that was incorrectly ruled after the buzzer. Stacey King, 84-footer, Oklahoma, good. Longest NBA swish, Kevin McKenna of the Nets, 40-footer, swish. The best shot by an 8th grader, Danny O'Kane, Madison, New Jersey. The fluke shot, Terry Catledge of the Bullets dribbles too high, loses the ball, but the ball goes in. Best fast break ending with an outside shot. The Lakers, Kareem, the Magic, the Byron Scott, swish. The best fast break with a stuff, Mo Cheeks to Barkley. Behind the back to Roy Hinson. The chip shot of the month, Larry Clemens, Doral Open, 15th hole out of the bunker, and the ball rolls in. In tennis, the best diving return, Yannick Noah against Johan Creek. The best accidental punch, Pernell Whitaker in the red trunks. Here it comes, and boom! Accidentally hits the referee. The pole vault, Sergei Bubka, 19 feet 7 inches, indoor world record, up and over. The most embarrassing finish after winning a track and field event. Ben Johnson, Canada, 60-yard dash, world record. There he goes, but watch out, Ben. And Mr. G was at the game warming up for his weather forecast. Back with the second quarter in just a moment. The year, let's go to the videotape. The best catch in April by a center fielder, Lenny Dykstra of the Mets, who goes back and robs Casey Candell of Montreal. The best catch to help save a no-hitter, Jim Paciorek of the Brewers, who robs Eddie Murray right here and helps preserve Juan Nieves' no-hitter. The best catch in the stands by a third baseman, it's Steve Buechele of the Texas Rangers, up and over. The best fluke home run off an outfielder's glove, Yankees' Ron Kittle, long drive left field. Tigers' Larry Herndon goes back, has it, but the ball pops out of the glove and over the fence. The worst outfield collision in April, Mike Davis and Dwayne Murphy of the Oakland A's. Here they go, and boom, both taken off the field. Murphy out for 2 months. The best home plate collision, Willie Randolph and catcher Don Slough. The best play by a right fielder, Andre Dawson, who picks up the base hit, but throws to first, and they get pitcher Bob Mason, who's robbed of a base hit. Best move in April by a pitcher after being charged by a batter. The Expos' Andy McGaffigan, who ducks the punch of Sean Dunston. Basketball, the longest shot of April, Magic Johnson, an 80-footer against Denver, and it is good. The best fast break of April, the Celtics, Dennis Johnson to Bird, to Robert Parrish, and Parrish puts it in. The best reverse stuff of April, Spud Webb to Dominique Wilkins. The best move into the stands by a big man without running anybody over. 6'4", 260-pound Charles Barkley of the 76ers. The best exchange of the month, Golden Gloves, Antonio Gonzalez and Gennaro Andujar. The best double knockdown, Bobby Cameron and Jimmy Hanna. The fattest boxer of the month to be knocked out, 6'5", 260-pound Dion Burgess, fights over second round. The quickest start to a hockey fight before the first puck of the game is ever dropped, Basil McRae of Quebec and Sergio Mimosa of Montreal. The longest golf shot of the month, Larry Mize. Second hole, playoff of the Masters, 140-foot shot, and the ball rolls in. All right, Larry. In May, the best catch by diving center fielder, Brett Butler of the Cleveland Indians, who robs Wade Boggs. The best catch by right fielder going into the seat, Mitchell Webster of the Montreal Expos. Coming toward the line, the grab up and over. The worst move by a third baseman chasing a foul pop-up. Doug DeCense of the California Angels hits his windpipe, but he's okay. The worst throw by a pitcher on a bunt, Matt Young of the Dodgers, who thinks Andre the Giant is playing first base. The worst move by a pitcher after failing to field the ball hit back to the mound, Roger McDowell, who with the bases loaded almost throws the ball in the left field. Saved by Howard Johnson. The most irate manager, Lou Piniella of the Yankees, who kicks dirt on home plate umpire Dan Morrison and then is restrained by Ken Kaiser. The steal of May. 5 seconds left. Celtics Pistons Game 5. Bird to Dennis Johnson. Celtics win. Fast break of May. Lakers Kareem, Scott, Magic to Worthy, and Worthy with the slam. The best touchdown pass of May. Celtics Parrish to Seasting against the Pistons. Best attempted save of May. The Pistons' Dennis Rodman against Atlanta. The best dance after a game-winning shot in the playoffs. Isaiah Thomas of the Pistons against the Hawks in game number 4. The worst foul of May with no foul being called. Robert Parrish clobbers Bill Lambier in game 5. Parrish eventually fined and suspended. The best check of May. Kevin Lowe of the Oilers checks Brad Marsh of the Flyers. The best dance after a goal, Stephane Richer of Montreal. The worst display of goonism, Flyers in Montreal. Warm-ups of game number 6. 36 players fined $24,500. The worst force, watch number 7, Law Talk, lean over and bite number 5, Bar None. But Bar None ignores the bite and wins the race. The boat crashed without serious injury to the driver, Jim Cropfield. Miss Bud, Lake Washington, Seattle. The auto crash of May without serious injury to the driver. Bobby Allison, Talladega 500, the closest boxing stare. Greg Dixon on the left, Darrell Fuller on the right. The most exciting tennis point of May, Boris Becker, bottom of the screen. Horatio De La Pena, top of the screen, and Becker wins it. The 2 best catches of June. First, Stan Gladden of the Minnesota Twins, and then Willie McGee of the St. Louis Cardinals. The best catch by second baseman, Paul Noche of the Chicago Cubs, throw to first, double play. The best catch by shortstop, Ozzie Smith of the Cardinals. The worst catch by second baseman, Steve Sachs of the Dodgers, who loses the ball in the sun, and the ball hits him on the nose. The worst play by center fielder on a base hit, Henry Cotto of the Yankees. The worst collision, Mookie Wilson and Lenny Dykstra. Mookie holds on to the ball. The best move by a manager, letting an umpire know what he thinks of the call, Lou Piniella. The longest basketball shot of June, Danny Ainge, 45-footer, game 5, switch. The clutch shot of June, Magic Johnson. 2 seconds left, game 4, the Lakers win. The best dive for a loose ball, James Worthy, Lakers, game number 6. The longest shot, Johnny Miller, first round U.S. Open, 60-footer, and the ball rolls in. The most embarrassing moment, Tim Wilkinson, Wimbledon, who breaks his fly on the court, goes in for repair. The worst horse spill with no injury to the jockey or the horse, Canterbury Downs, Minnesota. The worst low blow, Alex Medal in the gold, right hand, boom, into the groin of Wayne Gordon. And Frank Field was at the game, showing off his new Channel 2 weather diet. Back with the second half in just a moment.